Welcome to Talking Comfort Live, where HVAC professionals go for fun, learning, and sharing, while exploring the world of mini splits, heat pumps, and the inverter technology that brings efficient comfort to our fascinating industry. We're looking for you to be a part of the show. If you have a question, whether it centers around application, installation, preventative maintenance, troubleshooting, a future technology, or anything we share on the show, send it our way by clicking the question mark icon to the right of your screen. Now, on to Talking Comfort Live.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Dwayne Butler. I want to thank you for joining us today for this season's third episode of Talking Comfort Live. Today, we'll be covering even more interesting topics that will help you sell, service, and support with confidence GREE in the field. We really depend on your involvement, so please get in on the conversation. As a reminder, if you have questions or comments at any time during the broadcast, use the question mark icon to the right of the screen and send them our way. After we cover a few topics with the team, we'll regroup at the end to answer any relevant questions until we run out of time today. Here's a rundown of what we're covering today. We're going to be checking in with Justin Silsbury, our product manager. He's going to give us an update on a new product called the X-PAC. Next, we're going to bring you some insights from the HR show. Daniel Hamrick is going to update us on some great products from our friends at NAVAC. Next, we'll show you a MultiPRO installation from an install that was featured on HGTV's Frankenhouse. You'll get to see the comfort challenges that a knowledgeable contractor overcame by selecting the proper equipment to do the job. And then James is going to walk us through another new product we have called the System Builder. The System Builder is an app that you can use to build a GREE system. James is going to take us through a couple system builds, and it'll help you make a system and design it with confidence for our customers. And finally, I will have a conversation with my friend Tim Hernquist, Director of Product and Business Management at Jabra. I want to hear from Tim about all of their new and proven technologies out there to help us be more efficient in the field. And just maybe Tim might have sent us some samples that we may be able to give out at the end of the show. Again, this is your opportunity to connect with us and become more comfortable with the latest in GREE comfort. With that said, let's send it over to Justin to get the latest on the X-PAC. Justin?
All right, today I want to talk about our new X-PAC. This is our single-phase 230-volt package unit, fully inverter-driven. It's available in sizes 2, 3, 4, and 5 tons. Currently, we're going to have that available in the R410A refrigerant. Later this year, probably around the August timeframe, we'll release that in an R32 for the upcoming A2L transition. Great package unit, very, very efficient. We get up to 17.8 CO2 and all the way up to 8.8 HSPF2, which for a package unit, I think that's pretty good. So this product also has our enthalpy adding ultra heat compressor. This is going to be an important piece of technology that we put in a lot of our equipment that gets us down to that negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit heating. Good to note that on our 2-ton at 15 degrees Fahrenheit, we can get 100% capacity. Operational range on this for cooling is 41 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to 125 degrees Fahrenheit. In heating, we get that negative 22 degree Fahrenheit heating all the way up to 75 degrees. So for most climates in the United States, this product is going to fit in very well. Definitely in the southern market, you may not even need a backup heat kit, just in case you just want to have it for backup in case something happens. The unit is equipped with a photovoltaic connection in mind. So if you want to connect this to your grid, the units is going to come already prepped for that. So very, very important. I think maybe out in California and Arizona, places like that, this will be a nice little feature to have. With the controls, we have 2 methods of control. We can use our standard 24-volt thermostat, or we can also use our 2-wire GMV controls with this. A central control is also available for this unit, so you can control up to 36 units with one central control. And there's also an onboard RS-485 connection. So if you need to connect this into a building automation system for backnet control or Modbus, we do have that available. So wide range of control options for you. The unit is convertible for both horizontal or vertical supply and return. This will make it suitable for most applications. You know, whether you want to have it on a curb, on a rooftop, or just on a slab on the side of the house, this will fit that. The unit also comes with our intelligent defrosting technology. This is a true demand defrost technology, so it's not on a timer. It will take in consideration the actual conditions, cold temperatures, and everything like that, and actually try to aim to improve the defrosting and make that happen when it needs to, as opposed to just doing it every couple of hours and wasting energy. The unit does come with 5 static pressure settings. We can get up to 1 inch static pressure or up to 0.8 inches of static pressure with a heat kit installed. So again, for most applications, we're going to have plenty of airflow to suit your needs. Not many of other inverter package unit products out there, but when you compare it to the competition on our 5-ton, you look at it at 14 degrees, our heat output is 58,000 BTUs, while the other brand's inverter-driven heat pump only puts out about 35,000 BTUs. So we're getting close to full 5 tons with ours. Competition gets derated down to about 3 tons. So again, when we talked about heating capacity and how GREE absolutely performs for heat, we can see right here what we're talking about. You know, we just kind of blow them out of the water. So we're very excited to release this product into the market and provide everyone with new opportunities to get out there, attack new applications, and grow your business. Back to you, Dwayne.
Thanks, Justin, for those great insights on the X-PAC. I think it's going to bring some new opportunities for our customers. Next, we're going to take you to Daniel, who's going to give us some insights from NAVAC from his recent discussion with them at the Chicago HR show. Daniel?
Hey, Daniel with GREE here at the GREE booth at the AHR show in Chicago. Before everybody arrives this morning, let's go check out NAVAC and see what they have to help our contractors install GREE systems. Hey, Will, how you doing?
Doing great, doing great.
I just wanted to come by and see what you have geared towards the A2L changeover and anything new that you might have for the contractors to help them install mini splits and GREE inverters.
Some of the great things that we at NAVAC have, so all our tools are A2L ready already. So for the mini split section, we have this 2 CFM battery operated pump, super lightweight, A2L, does R32, R454B, battery operated, simple to use, lightweight. If you jump to some of the bigger sizes like the VRF or the commercial units, we have our 4 CFM battery operated pump as well, A2L compatible. We also have bigger sizes that we go from 6 CFM all the way to 12 CFM, A2L compatible as well. We also jump into the world of recovery units. Our entry level NR7 would be our new up and comer. Lightweight, A2L compatible, has microchannel coil, massive fan, and a massive motor to ensure the contractors don't have to carry excess baggage when they're recovering refrigerant. We have our NRDD and our NRD4CM for the larger units like the VRF or the commercial package units that are all A2L compatible or A3 in certain models.
So what else do you have, Will?
We also have battery operated tubing tools, our tube bender, our flaring tool.
I've used one of those in the training lab in Atlanta, the battery operated flaring tool.
Yes, sir.
That's incredible.
Yes. So with that tool, it makes installing any mini split foolproof.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's take a walk, take a look at it. Do me a favor, hold this while I demonstrate the tool. So here, our flaring tool ensures that the perfect flare is made for every single unit. So grab the piece of copper, put it right up to the stopper, right here. Make sure it's snug. Drop this in, clamp this shut, and press this button. Has an internal light, so if you're in somewhere where it's dark, you need a light, has it. Has the battery life and the operating light. Once that light turns off, the orbital has spun in, made the 45-degree flare, and backs itself out. Once that shuts off, you pry this open this up.
It is perfect.
For the contractors that have someone new in the field, this ensures that they can make the perfect connection every single time. Prevents callbacks, prevents any issues on the warranty side. What pairs great with that is our digital torque wrench. Pre-programmable, you can program it to whatever GREE unit size you're doing. So Daniel, what's a good size for the mini split connections and the nuts?
So we've got quarter, 3/8, half, and 5/8, and we, does it go to 3/4?
Yeah, we also have a bigger size for the bigger size nuts, and it's adjustable. Pretty much pulls out, change, and it's simple to use. Whenever you pre-program it, whatever you're gonna do, as soon as it beeps, you guaranteed you're done. You jump to the next size. Adjust it. It's good to go.
Awesome. So Will, do you have anything that's geared towards the A2L change, such as R32, you know, has, what I've heard is it has a left-hand thread on the tank.
We have manifolds, hoses, everything you need for that transition. So we'll take a walk now so I can show you some of those.
All right.
We have our Pro Series, which is already set up for R32, R454B, R410, and R22. For all the technicians that are transitioning, we're ready. We have also our Pro Plus Series, which does R32, R454B, R410, and R22 as well. For the fully digital, we also have our N2D72, does all 72 refrigerants, A2L compatible, quarter-turn valve, industrial. You can drop it, we'll take a scratch and keep going. We also have our N4A4B that's coming out next year. That's gonna be A2L compatible 4-port manifold. We also have left turn hoses to prevent the spark and A2L transition.
Tell me a little bit about the technology with the anti-spark that you just mentioned.
So we came out with our entire hose instead of putting an adapter, which prevents introducing a new leak point or any issues with conflicting hoses. You can connect it to the manifold and prevent any issues going forward. Left iron thread ready for the R32 and R454B transition.
I like the color.
Yeah, it's gonna stand out. We made it orange so it doesn't get mixed in with all the other hoses there as well.
Perfect. And where can I find more information about your product?
You can go to navacglobal.com or any local supply house. You can just go on our website, put in your zip code, and it'll bring up any local distributor in the area.
All right, well, thank you for your time, Will.
Thank you,
Hope
sir.
you have a good rest of the show.
You too.
Thanks, Daniel. So now let's head up to the Northeast and show you this MultiPRO installation.
And that's why we went with the MultiPROs. There was the versatility, the efficiency, the zoning integration. I would definitely install another one. My name is Carlos Arruda. I am the owner of Service Professionals, and we install premium HVAC systems. This place we're at right now was a project for HGTV. We installed a brand new system called MultiPRO, very unique, and accommodated this whole home very well.
We've done the GREE MultiPRO ducted mini split systems here. Can you guys just give us some bullet points and tell us your experience?
Yeah, so we had a oil-based boiler, and it was our heating through radiators, 1936 radiators that are very heavy, as you guys know. Our first week, I think, we moved in, and they showed up and filled up the oil and turned around and gave us an invoice, and it was $1,000. And I was like, what have we done? We didn't think the heating and air conditioning system was gonna be that high on our list, but as it turns out, that summer was pretty brutal, and the two small mini splits that were in the house did not service the whole home. It was, hot and cold spots, and, we were watching TV in certain places of the house
and
and so on.
We had to supplement bedrooms with
Oh yes, because everybody was piling into the primary bedroom because it was so humid over the summer.
So it was just inefficient.
We reached out, had several people come and get quotes to us, and it ranged from everything from you don't want to leave your oil system, that's a mistake, to really you were probably on the other end of the technology curve of really trying to listen to our needs, which was efficiency is very high on our priority list. Comfort was also there.
And home automation, having a smart system.
One of the great points that they mentioned to me was they wanted to get away from the oil. So I already assumed or knew that you weren't going in that direction. You want to go into a different direction. One of the estimates I did give you was for a regular AC system with a separate zoning with zone dampers. I wasn't too crazy about that because you still get the blow-by in certain zones when you're trying to block off one section. When I came across this system through GREE, through the training, it just seemed to be perfect timing. I gave you everything that you wanted. The efficiency, the zoning, and your heat pump system that you wanted with the heating and the cooling.
And the ability for automation.
And the ability for the automation, yes.
In case you haven't learned, automation is really important.
Yes.
The different zones that this system allowed us to do really fits with the way we live our lives. It allows us to really isolate the pieces of the house that are being utilized and not heating or cooling those parts of the house that are not.
So curiosity, have you heard about GREE prior to this install?
Never.
No, in fact, I turned to the internet. What I found in my own research was GREE's leading the pack with the lower temperatures, because we're moving away from oil 100%. Like, remove the boiler, remove the hot water, tank, and we're going all electric with heat pumps. And that's a big step, especially in New England. It can get cold. And there's this pent-up anxiety about heat pumps. You read it on the internet, but the technology, the way it's evolved, being able to actually still heat down at those lower temperatures is still a thing with the GREE product without the need for the heat tapes and some of those other things. It's super important to us.
Yeah, this is actually rated down to negative 31 degrees. But it works well below that. They just haven't rated what the output's at those lower numbers.
I mean, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, we've installed quite a few units, Nancy, throughout this winter, had no issues. I actually went to a service call on that negative 19 day on a Sunday. We put one zone on a wall and it was far away from where they usually like to sit in the living room. I had recommended another zone, which I did leave a blank, and they didn't decide to go with one. And he was saying that it wasn't blowing out warm air. Turn the system on, 107-degree air coming out of that unit.
At negative 19.
At negative 19 degrees.
You brought this story up actually at the time when we decided to go with these new units from GREE because they're ducted systems, so you have more distribution of the air. People like ducted, but there's an efficiency loss.
If you went with a complete ducted unit, you'd lose so much space. You'd probably lose about a quarter of your basement easily.
We can even still walk underneath the units. They're compact.
Can we go take a look at it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look. How many units do we have down here?
We have 4 units down here. So there's one wall unit, so that's zoned for the basement.
Really, from a heating perspective during the winter, and then the summer, keeping the humidity out of the basement is going to be good for us.
This unit right here is the one that does the den, and that's a 9,000 BTU unit.
So see, I could walk underneath.
Yeah. With the other systems, still have to run a feed and return. I mean, I think probably would have been about this low by the time you had all the ductwork and the ceiling. It would have taken up a whole back wall all the way across to the back of your home. I honestly think this was really the best decision.
Yep. We're seeing the efficiency already in our bills as they come down. Our electric bill is a fraction of what they were. Even in the wiring of these, they don't require large circuits.
No, very low load.
They pulled less than 1 amp a piece.
It's amazing.
Right, so we have multiple units on one breaker, and we can do that because of the low amperage that it's drawing. So on this product, we can install the ducted systems like you see here. We actually can do the standard style air handler. We can do a wall unit like we're seeing here. We can do what's called the universal floor ceiling. So it actually can hang on the ceiling and blow out, or on the floor, what's called a mini floor console, which is a little bit smaller. And then we have cassettes that go up in the ceilings. And there's all different styles of the cassettes. So you can mix and match to match whatever is correct. There is no system that is 100% correct for all jobs.
And that's why we went with the MultiPROs. Like I said, it was the versatility, the efficiency, the zoning that you wanted, integration that you wanted. I thought I hit all the bullet points.
It definitely did.
I would definitely install another one.
We really want to thank you guys for doing this. At least come on in here, because you are a really big part of this. Again, going from a house to a home.
Thank you.
You work with a professional contractor to get it done, and you allowed us to come into your home and take up so much of your time. And that means so much.
Yes,
and Carlos,
thank
you
you
too.
so much. Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Thanks for doing everything you did for us and making it a home for us.
Really appreciate it.
So next, we're going to take you to James McIntyre, who's going to walk us through a demo of our new System Builder app. James?
Thanks, Dwayne. So we're going to go over the System Builder, where to find it, and how to build the system step by step. Let's dig in. So the very first thing that we'll do is we'll navigate over to greecomfort.com. Then we'll look at under the tabs for contractors or distributors, and you'll see that we have the System Builder app. Go ahead and click the System Builder app. If you have not signed up for it, you will go ahead and click Sign Up. You'll enter the pertinent information and then click Create Account. Once you receive a verification email that you're wanting to sign up, just like every other website, you'll click the link, you'll have your login information, then go here and just click Login. You'll see that my information is already being auto-filled. You click Sign In, and this will open up the System Builder. If you have saved projects, they will all appear here. You could have like nearly an unlimited amount of saved projects. So if you want to be able to find those, you can filter by project name or customer. You can type in Jones, for example, and it will bring up, jobs that match Jones. And since we don't have any projects, we're going to click Create New. And this is where you'll enter your project name, your project notes, estimated delivery date, and the customer information. Once this stuff is in there, this is saved for future reference. But if you're in a hurry, you don't have to go ahead and enter all that information. You can click Save. And down here in green, it'll say Successfully Save the project and then Build a New System. You'll click Build a New System. And here we can select the type of system. So the System Builder works for single zone, multi-zone, MultiPRO Standard, MultiPRO Ultra, and like the central air, like the Flex system or X-PAC, for example. We're going to use a MultiPRO Ultra today. So we'll click MultiPRO Ultra. So the very first step on building a MultiPRO Ultra system is selecting the number of zones. Here we have zones 1 through 8. So you can select anywhere between 1 and 8 zones. Now these systems are capable of going up to 10 zones. And if you do need a system that's going to be at 10 zones, you would use the selector software. We're going to go ahead and select a 2 zone. Let's say it's a 2-story house, and we can have a unit downstairs and a unit upstairs. Next, there's the line set length. The line set length can be an estimate, but at some point you need to go in and measure the line sets and enter that information accurately so you can get the proper amount of additional refrigerant charge. So in this case, we know that from the outdoor unit to the Y branch, it might be 30 feet. So we simply enter 30 feet and then click Continue. You'll see that this is the zone options section, and you'll have zone name here and zone name there. To make it easier to use on smartphones or tablets, instead of having to click each one of these fields and manually enter a name, we have some pre-selected names in a drop-down menu. So if we wanted to select living room, for example, we could do that. But if you wanted to name it something else, you can manually enter the information. Like for instance, in this case, we might just be doing the living area with a ducted unit, for example. Or we could select, we can type in first floor. And that's what we'll do there. Next, we're going to select our unit type. In the case of doing an entire floor, normally what we're looking at is some kind of ducted unit or an air handler. In this case, we want to select a multi-position air handler. It's based on the customer or your requirements. We know what BTU capacity we have to have because we do a heat load calculation or heat loss calculation on these projects. So we're going to select this drop-down menu that shows all the capacities that are available with the multi-position air handler. In this case, in this first floor, we know that we need a 3-ton unit, for example. So we're going to select 36,000 BTUs. Next, we'll have the distance from the Y branch to the multi-position air handler. In this case, it says it's maximum of 50 feet. We know that we need about 20 feet from the Y branch to that air handler. So we enter 20 feet. Now we do our other zone. We can also go second floor. Once we select second floor like that, we can select our unit type. Now let's just say, for example, we're in an attic space where we can put these, these multi-position air handlers side by side. It's a very common application for a MultiPRO. So select multi-position air handler. And then the upstairs, we might need 2 tons, for example. So we're going to select 24,000 BTUs. And then we're going to have to determine our line set. Well, if they're sitting side by side, probably going to have the same amount of line set. So we'll select 20. Now you click Continue. You'll see here under the selection section, you'll have systems found 2. All right, so we've got 2 air handlers and a 5-ton outdoor unit that's selected. you'll see that this says recommended combination. The recommended combination is the system that more closely matches 100% connection ratio, or where the total indoor unit capacity equals the total outdoor capacity. Depending on your application, you may want a different system, but this is the recommended combination. And then it also shows you your total additional system refrigerant charge of only 2 ounces. Okay, this could vary depending on the product. In fact, it always varies depending on the product. All right, next, the system down here. This is not the recommended combination, but this is a combination that absolutely can work. You've got a 3-ton air handler and a 2-ton air handler, and then a 4-ton outdoor unit. So where this mostly comes in handy is when you've got multiple zones, and each of those zones is slightly oversized, and so that your total connected capacity of indoor units exceeds the total required capacity. So you can get away with using a smaller outdoor unit. Okay. So we're going to select this system up here with the 5-ton. Once we've selected that system, all of our project information's up here again, right? And we'll see that system that we selected. You can edit that. You can delete that. You can also generate a PDF. So let's go ahead and generate a PDF of that selection. We'll wait on it to download. And once it's downloaded, it may appear here. It depends on your web browser, but we'll go ahead and click it. And there it shows the 2 air handlers, the outdoor unit. It shows that it is in the MultiPRO Ultra line. It gives us a basic submittal. And also, if you click View, it will open up the submittal for that unit coming from our website. So you can use that submittal and send that off to your customer or to your distributor for pricing using these model numbers here. And as you scroll down, you'll see that there's the total additional system refrigerant charge. So that's listed. If you print this out, you'll know exactly what you gotta have. And then we've got some general bid notes for this type of system. And all this basically says is that this bid doesn't include things like pads and disconnects and other ancillary items. Now we can go back to our system. And if we wanted to add another system, you can just build a new system for that project. So if you wanted to add a mini split, for example, or multi-zone or any other type of GREE product that's in the system builder, you can add multiple systems to that, like an unlimited amount of systems. So if you had a large commercial project, for example, with many different selections, you can do that with the system builder. So that's it. That's a quick and easy way to put together a system that will work. Back to you, Dwayne.
James, great job. So here on the show, we not only talk about things that are going with GREE and different things within our business, products, programs, what have you. We also like to highlight products that we use personally, things that help us be more efficient. With that today, we're going to take you to a close friend of mine, Tim Hernquist. Tim and I worked together in the past, and in one of our past encounters, Tim introduced a product to me by Jabra. So we're going to talk to Tim about Jabra and the products he has that can help you and your business be more efficient and better communicate with your customers. So Tim, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Dwayne. It's great to see you again.
You too. So Tim, tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about how you and I have worked together.
Sure. As you said, my name is Tim Hernquist. I'm a Director of Commercial Operations here at Jabra in North America. My job is mainly focused on helping our sales team be more effective, choosing the right portfolio for our customers in North America, and making sure we're just commercially on point. You and I, we worked together a couple of years ago and had a pretty good kind of relationship. I was head of marketing at that point, and you were kind of head of sales.
So kind of funny story. So Tim and I worked at another company, but he's been a big fan of Jabra for a lot of years. We were together in an airport in Dallas, Texas, and I was using a competitive brand of in-ear piece to make phone calls, and we were walking through the DFW airport, and mine fell out, and I busted it. And he goes, "Hey, let me show you a product that I use that second to none." And he handed me a personal set of Jabra earbuds that I immediately started to use. I fell in love with them. And wasn't long after that, Tim left his previous role and joined Jabra. And I can tell you, I'm a fan of your products. I use them every day. Just came back from San Francisco on a plane, used your headsets for 5 straight hours on the plane. So if you would, kind of give us a little bit overview of who Jabra is and tell us about some of the products that you think will help our contractors, our salespeople that are out promoting GREE. We have, just to give you an idea of the audience, we have people that are sitting in an office all day communicating with customers. We have folks that are out in service trucks running around. We have salespeople that are busy trying to keep in touch. So tell us a little bit more about Jabra and the products that you offer.
Yeah, I could talk for hours, so cut me off if I go too long. But basically, Jabra is a enterprise-focused company. So we make products that are focused on people who work for a living, and we're built on making products that are helping people be more efficient in their jobs. Half of Jabra is about hearing aids, and the other half is about enterprise-based headsets. We also recently acquired a gaming headset company called SteelSeries as well. So we're trying to maintain our close focus on people who are trying to have optimized experiences for both video and audio in their lives. The heritage comes from the audio side, where we have been a leader in headsets, commercial headsets for enterprise users for the last 5 years at least, and we've been in the game a lot longer than that. Our headsets are mainly focused on specific use cases, and some of the stuff is what you talked about. We're quite open and flexible to how people are using our headsets. Some people use them for collaboration in an office, so you're going to have a headset that's going to help you focus on your work so you can cut out some distractions. But when you need to talk to someone about a complex topic, you can use that headset quickly to contact someone using a soft phone, for example, like Microsoft Teams or Zoom as a result. We also build headsets that are very specific for call-centric users. That's a use case for call-centric. That means people who are on the phone for, let's say, more than 5 or 6 hours a day.
Yep.
And that sort of thing, those types of headsets are really focused on people who are needing a really good communication. That means you can talk to someone, hear them, and communicate with them extremely well. No distractions, no background noise. And at the same time, those headsets can be really comfortable. You can wear them all day long. You know, they're not going to be super heavy if you happen to wear a headset the whole day.
Yeah. If I could add, our GREE technical team, everyone on the technical team uses Jabra headsets. So a few years back, Tim graciously provided a sample of their webcam and their headsets, and I sent them all to our technical team. They use them every day, love them.
Well, I mean, your technical team probably doesn't do the same thing over and over again, is my guess. They have complex jobs. You know, there's things that come in that they didn't expect, and sometimes a lot of these complex issues can't be solved by themselves or their knowledge, so they need to connect with other people, and that's where the beauty of these headsets come in. You can understand someone, the conversation can be good because the audio is excellent, and then you can use the technology to get in touch with your supervisor, your manager, or maybe a technical lead on a certain topic. You can gather more information and get back to your customer and just provide a great experience. And it's not just audio where we're really good. We're also quite strong on the video side. It's kind of a new enterprise for us, to a new area of innovation that we're going into. We realize that meetings are really important for folks to do a good job, and meetings always start with good audio. You have to be able to talk and hear the other person really well. But we've seen that performance and engagement increases dramatically when you've included video into the mix. And so when you're having meetings on video, several things happen. You build trust faster. You engage your employees faster. You get better performance out of people. People show up. People get dressed and they look good, like they knew what they're supposed to be doing. And so video has been a really important point of us trying to be bringing the best innovation into the space. We look at video in a couple of different ways. One is in meeting rooms. So you want to have the best kind of meeting room audio scenario, especially as companies are pushing their employees to come back into the offices. I think a lot of managers want people to be showing up at work now more often than they did during the pandemic, or even the first couple of years after the pandemic.
Your headsets that are noise canceling. So I'm a big fan. So I live in Eastern time zone, but I also service California. So there are certain days a week that I will work extremely late, 9, 10 o'clock Eastern time. So I'll take a break in the middle of the day. I live on a farm. I have a lot of mowing to do. So kind of a joke is I might be in my tractor bush hogging or mowing the pasture, and I'll have a set of Jabra headsets so I can continue to communicate by the phone. Then my boss will say, "What are you doing?" I'll say, "Well, I'm just down the field taking a turn. And because I'm working late tonight, I need to get my yard mowed." So there's a particular headset that you use that you recommended to me. Can you highlight that model and talk a little bit more about it, how the noise canceling and how well it works for serviceman's on a roof, but he's got to talk to his customer. He's in a big mechanical room, background noise, but he needs to be able to talk with our tech team and then hear him. So can you kind of highlight that headset for those service technicians in the field?
Yeah, I think you've called me like 5 times, and every time you call me, I was like, "Hey Tim, can you guess what I'm doing right now?" I get that phone call a lot from you. Yeah, there's a couple of brands in our repertoire, and the other brand that we have is called Blue Parrot, and Blue Parrot is mainly designed originally for long haul truckers. And these are devices that have extreme noise cancellation, especially when you're driving a big rig down the road or standing next to a big rig when you're at a truck stop or something, and they need to cancel a tremendous amount of noise. At the same time, they have to be able to keep your hands free, etc. So we built a fantastic Bluetooth focused set of products called Blue Parrot. And there's several variations depending on how you need, but the one I sent you was a BT450X, which is kind of a mono Bluetooth headset with a boom arm, and it's got over 90% noise cancellation. Since that time, Dwayne, and this is another sample I might be sending you, we've launched a new product called the Perform 45. This is a box, this is what it looks like. And this is really what we're focusing on for frontline workers. Is kind of the buzzword in industry now. Frontline workers is kind of it's almost like a forgotten segment in terms of real collaboration technology. It's a lot of it is like technicians that are going out on the road. Service technicians are coming to your house to fix your air conditioning, for example. A lot of those times those guys need to make phone calls. Again, a lot of these things are complex issues, and you may not know all of the answers. Or maybe you work with a platform where you can talk to an expert over the phone and help fix it up faster. And still, that phone call needs to be easy, and it needs to be high quality. So hands-free is important. Comfort is important. Battery life is important. So that's what you're getting with this device. You're getting 13-hour battery life. You're getting one ear. You're getting a extremely strong noise cancellation, and it near military spec robust capability. So you can drop it. You can get it dusty. You can get it wet. You can even wipe it off if you with kind of like an alcohol related cleaner, because it may be that your company can't afford to buy 100 for each employee. Maybe you want to share a couple. It's not great, but we've made these devices so you can clean them off and they keep running. So Perform 45 is a fantastic device. It's really lightweight, and it's something that we're starting to really wake a lot of companies up to the fact that frontline workers need to be able to collaborate just as much as an office worker would, for example. And we're trying to build technologies now that we're going to help them. In the future, we have other ideas how we're going to roll out this product segment. Things like exchangeable batteries or bulk charging stations. So when you have a team come together, they can grab their batteries, put them in their devices, and hit the road quickly, so you don't have to mess around. You don't have to share devices, etc. So there's office workers, then there's frontline workers, and we're trying to make sure that collaboration comes to both in equal ways.
Yeah, so old service technician myself. So a lot of times, as Tim said, the front line, those of us that get out and turn the wrenches and take the units apart, that are in the heat on the roof, that are underneath the houses, in the attics, you need to be able to communicate too. And I can tell you this product, I can't say enough good things about it. I've been underneath houses, I've been in snow, I've been in roofs. We've been on massive VRF startups with 25, 30 units running, and I'm able to call back and talk to our team members to get technical data. So this, one of the things with us at GREE, and this is why we're highlighting this product, you're out there doing what you do, and without you, we don't have you. You sell the units, and we need to be able to support you. And this product, I will tell you, will help make your job easier. So another product that you have, Tim, that I use, I'm in an office a lot. I do a lot of phone. I'm still a guy that likes to pick up the phone and call people, but I'm also on Zoom a lot. So you have a speaker phone that can be used for both voice call and for Zoom call. Can you talk to us a little bit about that particular product?
Yeah. We've been the leaders in speakerphones, Bluetooth, USB-enabled speakerphones for the last 10 years. And Jabra has kind of become synonymous with the word puck, the Jabra puck. It's a round speakerphone, and it connects either to your phone directly via Bluetooth or with a USB cable to your laptop. It can run phone calls and what we call soft phone, which is Zoom or Microsoft Teams. It's been really before the pandemic, those speakerphones were kind of a way that you could have a meeting in a meeting room with several people, because you could get around the table and everyone can talk on the phone. It was easy to hear the conversation, etc. And we went into the pandemic, and a lot of folks took those speakerphones home to their home office because you don't have a big office noise around you, and maybe you want to listen to music while you're working. So we started to think about what that looks like for hybrid working, and we've redesigned the entire portfolio. The one that you've got now moves from having one single microphone to 4 beamforming microphones. And what I mean by beamforming microphones is we're using a software algorithm and 4 microphones to triangulate where the voice is coming from. So using that software tuning and also some noise cancellation technologies, we can remove background noise when you're using the speakerphone and make sure that the other side is hearing you when you talk. So it's got really highly specifically tuned microphones. The other thing we've done is we've used some LEDs lights, which is really good as well. So when the speaker can't hear you very well, if you walk away from it too far, or if there's background noise, it will illuminate in kind of an orange color and let you know that either you need to get closer or speak more clearly to the microphone so the person on the other end can hear you. That's important whether you're talking to your boss or whether you're talking to your customers, right? People need to hear you in order to have an effective meeting.
Excellent, excellent. So as we start to close out, is there anything else about Jabra you'd like to share with the audience?
Yeah, I think really the focus now is, having good audio experiences and maximizing it with video experiences. So what we've learned in a lot of hybrid working research we've done since the pandemic and beyond, we've worked with a few key companies to just keep our eye on the industry and how people are being effective at work. And what we've learned there is that in order to have good meetings, whether they're just a regular phone call or a Zoom meeting, etc., you need to have great audio. So I really implore folks to look at improving their audio capabilities, either for their home office or if they do go in the office or in their truck, they need to have good audio to talk to their customers. If you're going to show up and do a great job, if you want to improve your own career and do better in your own career, I implore people to think about showing up well with video. As soon as you have a great audio experience and then add video to it, you're looking in people's eyes, you're communicating with body language, which we know is 80% of all of the communication is body language. The rest is the verbal communication. So if you can do the body language on top of what you're trying to say, we've seen in the research that not only are you getting better experiences with your customers, but those folks who are using video propel themselves in their own careers. So if you're looking to make moves in your own career, using video, showing up, talking and showing yourself at the same time is really advantageous. And so that goes for anybody on the planet. I think people should be trying to use great video and audio for their meetings anytime they're interacting in their jobs, wherever they're working, I think is really important. And we would love to help you guys with that.
So one final question, most important question. So for our audience today, can you tell us, where does our audience go to buy this great product? So if somebody wants to see, I'm sure you have a website, they can find more out, but where will they go to buy your products?
Yeah, so Jabra.com is where you can learn all about it. And if you're just a regular person that want to buy one, you can buy one right there on Jabra.com. But generally, we are a two-tier distribution model, like many air conditioning companies, where we sell our products into distribution, and distribution uses dealers or resellers to sell into companies. And that's where we show up. Some of the most famous resellers of Jabra products are CDW, Insights, Staples.com, or even OfficeDepot.com. Though you'll see a lot of products in those types of areas. But also, we sell on Amazon as well. So there's pretty much anywhere you think of to buy technology products, you can buy Jabra. All right. Well, Tim, thanks for your time. Thanks for joining us today. Well, hopefully next time you've got a new product, get back to us and we'll highlight it again. Yes, sir. Thanks, man. All right. Good to see you. Good to see you too. Okay. Now we're going to go back to the group and we're going to go to the next segment now.